A while back, I made a video about the Fowler 4P of 1927, so I thought I'd finally continue with the lineage of 264 tank engines from the London, Midland and Scottish Railway. Today's topics are the Stanier Tanks of 1934 and 1935, as modelled for Train Simulator by Caledonia Works. I've got the BR Standard 4 tanks in the video queue as well, but I'm not sure when I'll get around to covering them. As for the Fairburn tanks, they have yet to appear in TS Classic because, as far as I know, the developer is still waiting on drawings from the NRM. As always, I am not sponsored by CW. And now for a brief history on the Stanier Tanks. The class was designed for suburban services out of London Fenchurch Street, a job that's now handled by Class 357 Electrostar and Class 720 Aventra EMUs, and 37 examples of this class were built in 1934. The engines in this batch were equipped with 3 cylinders for increased acceleration, which was necessary for the intensive stop-start nature of services on the London, Tilbury and South End route. As an aside, one of the stations on the LTS line is named Basildon, and I can't believe it took me so long to make the connection and start referring to the station as Tony Basildon. Unfortunately, the LTS line is still absent from TS Classic and Train Sim World. Go figure. One downside to the 3-cylinder layout was the increased maintenance requirements, and it was considered unnecessary for more general duties. As a result, Stanier modified the design to only have 2 cylinders, and 206 examples of this later variant were built between 1935 and 1943. Both the 2 and 3 cylinder variants were classified as 4P under the LMS, but British Railways classified them as 4MT. The 3-cylinder engines spent their entire working lives on the London, Tilbury and South End line, but they were withdrawn in the early 1960s due to electrification of the route. If my research is correct, 42501, originally 2501, got to haul the last steam-hauled service out of Fenchurch Street on the 15th of June 1962. As for the 2-cylinder Stanier tanks, they were distributed throughout the LMS network, and could be found in places such as Chalfont and Latimer, Chester, Birkenhead, Skipton and Manchester. Withdrawals of the Stanier tanks began in 1960, with 42450 and 42490 being the first ones to go, and the last of their class wasn't withdrawn until 1967. Sadly, none of the 2-cylinder engines have survived into preservation. Fortunately, one of their 3-cylinder cousins, specifically 2500, the class leader, was saved for preservation by the National Railway Museum, but she's currently on display at the Bury Transport Museum as of 2023, and as far as I know, she has never steamed in preservation. Another notable Stanier tank was number 2429, known for appearing in the 1945 film Brief Encounter. I haven't seen Brief Encounter, nor do I have any intention of watching it, but I have been to the station at which it was filmed. CW released their Stanier 4P add-on on the 16th of September 2025, and she's available from their website for £20, or around $46.32 NZD, but I didn't pay for my copy as it was one of the add-ons gifted to me by Chris Wilson himself. This add-on is labelled as a twin pack because it includes both the 2-cylinder and 3-cylinder variants of the Stanier tanks. As for the included liveries, you get all of what these locomotives would have worn throughout their working lives. The selection is as follows: LMS lined black with code B4 or code B11 decals, LMS unlined black with code C28 decals, LMS to BR transitional black V1 with LMS lettering and a BR number, LMS to BR transitional black V2 with a 4-digit number and M prefix on the bunker, BR unlined black, and BR lined black. It's exactly the same livery selection for both the 2-cylinder and 3-cylinder variants. Pity there isn't a fictional Crimson Lake livery included, but it is what it is. As an aside, if I had the patience to learn how to make reskins, I'd try to put a Stanier tank in the old New Zealand Railways coffee and cream livery, as seen on a few preserved locomotives, including L507, a 240 tank engine built in 1877. As is often the case with CW products, the Stanier tanks are scripted with numerous customizable details. The LMS lined black code B4 variant features a changeable running number, shed code, smokebox door burnishings, wheel burnishings, and bunker type. Meanwhile, the BR lined black variant features the changeable running number, shed code and bunker type again, as well as the side tank decals. I suspect this was done to avoid separate variants of BR lined black in the scenario editor list, each with a different crest or lettering. No dedicated preservation era variants of 2500 are included in this pack, but you can still represent her using the LMS lined black code B4 variant with the shed code saying 13C, as well as burnishing applied to the smokebox door and wheels. As is tradition in a CW video at this point, I tried pushing the Stanier tank to her limits to see how fast she could go. For this run, I used a 2-cylinder locomotive because past me thought the 3-cylinder variant would make the challenge too easy. This time, I went from Chard Junction to Seaton Junction on GAD's West of England main line, so this was effectively the return working of a test run I did with the North Eastern Railway E1 tank engine. In the end, I managed to get the 2-cylinder Stanier tank up to an absolute top speed of 59 miles per hour. Not as fast as I was hoping, but still a decent performance since I was driving with simple mode off. It's worth mentioning that, according to the manual, this locomotive's ideal fire mass is between 900 and 910 pounds, so you'll need to be shoveling frequently, especially if the engine's working hard, and the water level should be kept between 70 and 90%, as marked on the F4 heads-up display. With a water capacity of only 2,000 gallons, this engine is not ideal for really long journeys unless the route on which you're intending to drive has plenty of watering points. The Stanier tank can cater to both experienced players or those who are new to steam locomotives in TS Classic. All CW locomotives with Locomotion 2.0 scripting, in other words, the LSWR N15 and all subsequent packs, feature Simple Mode, which is toggled on or off with Control A, and it makes the locomotives easier to drive by removing the reverser lock, realistic steam chest simulation, and, in most cases, vacuum brake ejector functionality. In the case of the Stanier tank, I found that you still have to control the injector even with simple mode on. The ejector is opened with J and closed with Shift J. Something I've forgotten to mention this whole time is the fact that the 2-cylinder Stanier tank has 4 exhaust chuffs per wheel rotation, while her 3-cylinder cousin has 6 chuffs. And there you have it, a showcase of the LMS Stanier 4P twin pack from Caledonia Works. I will leave it up to you to decide whether or not you'll pick up this add-on for yourself, but hopefully this video can help you make an informed choice. If you've stuck around to the end, you win an oily substance used for healing wounds on a phone application made for criticising people. It's the Dis App Ointment.